Welcome back, grade 4. Today in science, we're going to be continuing with our study of the human eye. As a review, from the moment we open our eyes in the morning, they are constantly at work. They are taking information about the world around us and constantly send images to the brain to be processed. As a review, here's the vocabulary that we've been working with for the past few science lessons. Here's a diagram of the eye and all the different parts labeled. The lens and the ciliary muscle. After the light enters the pupil, it hits the lens. The lens sits behind the iris and is clear. The lens's job is to focus light rays on the back of the eyeball. The lens is held in place by the ciliary muscle. The ciliary muscle. The lens is suspended in the eye by a bunch of fibers. These fibers are attached to a muscle called the ciliary muscle. The ciliary muscle has the amazing job of changing the shape of the lens. The lens actually changes shape right inside your eye. Try looking away from your computer and focusing on something way across the room. Even though you didn't feel a thing, the shape of your lens changed. When you look at the things up close, the lenses become thicker to focus the correct image into the retina. When you look at things far away, the lens becomes thinner. And here's an example of that. The vitreous body is the biggest parts of the eye, and it gives it its shape. The vitreous body forms 2/3 of the eye's volume and gives the eye its shape. It's filled with a clear, jelly-like material called the vitreous humor. In a real eye, after light passes through the lens, it shines straight through the vitreous humor to the back of the eye. The retina is in the very back of the eye, and it takes the light the eye receives and changes it into nerve signals. It uses special cells called rods and cones to process the light. Just how many rods and cones does your retina have? About 120 million rods and 7 million cones in each eye. Rods see in black and white and shades of gray and tell us the form or shape that something has. Rods can't tell the difference between colors, but they are super sensitive, allowing us to see what's dark, very dark. Cones sense color, and they need more light than rods to work well. Cones are most helpful in normal or bright light. The retina has 3 types of cones. Each cone type is sensitive to one of the 3 different colors, red, green, or blue, to help you see different ranges of color. Together, these cones can sense combinations of light waves that enable our eyes to see millions of colors. Doctors use special microscopes to look at these inner parts of the eye, such as the lens. It enters the pupil and hits the lens. And then right behind that is the retina in the back of the eye that holds the cells we just talked about. The retina receives these eye changes and turns them into nerve signals so the brain can understand what the eye is singing. And that is the end of our lesson for today. We've already done this homework, so no need to do it again. You can use this information to answer your Google Forms a little bit later, and we'll be back with you again real soon.